This is my first time uploading an update immediately, but I kinda understand it and people know me as the update person. So now firstly is the character block, and this is important. If you want to know how to do custom M1s, you need to know how the character block works first. So you could go ahead and spawn a character block. If you have pre-existing movesets, an easy way of like importing your movesets would be what I did, was just say you go here and this is a moveset you have, just press the copy, go in and configure, add your skill, edit, and then paste. This is how you can transfer any of your skills into a character. Just go copy and paste them, and obviously like change your cooldowns and your keys, re-add all of those things and like re-add the name, and then just like that you can carry everything over pretty quickly. As for the custom M1s, all you need to do is go to configure and then melee, and this is going to replace your M1. Now I already have an example of with the custom Yuji that I just made literally a couple hours ago. I already have been experimenting with adding custom M1s, and you just can go ahead and add a punch like you would normally. So if you ever have made a punch or just a normal attack, just go ahead and make that as you normally would. But if you have it in a melee block, it will replace your melee attacks. Now here's an example. I'll go ahead and press character and switch to my Yuji, and as you can see, I am my Yuji. I have all my moves and all that. So if I go over to the dummy and then I M1, that's my custom M1, is now this punch that I just made. And again, the way to do it is to go to your character block and then go to configure and then press melee and then make it whatever you want, and then edit the data. Of course, the name doesn't really matter because you don't see the names for your M1s, but just go and change the data. And this is one punch. And as I'm recording this, I'm not exactly sure as to how to get consecutive M1s, but my theory, I'm assuming, is if you just add another melee block under it, but I guess now we can find out. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna edit it, and then I'm gonna add just a hollow purple animation just because, and then I'm going to add, let's say, a wait time of like 0.5, and then a hitbox, and then another 0.5. So now these are both here. These are two. I'll make it the same name just in case. Now I have two of the same thing. Hopefully these work simultaneously. Well, not simultaneously, but you get what I mean. One in one, my second in one. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. I figured it out. What a genius. So literally you just make them back to back, and that's one in one, that's my second in one. This is how custom M1s work. If you don't know how to make the punch like that with the custom effects on people, I'll tell you how. So literally just go here, go to configure. I'll go to my first M1. So as you can see, my cursed energy that I put around my hand, if you want to make like that exact one, then this is the color I use, and just make sure that the last hit is -1, and then whatever animation you want to get the effect on the other person. Right after you add your hitbox, make sure you add whatever visual effect that you want on that person, and then you want to put the last hit to be 1, because when you make it 1, then it affects whoever you hit within that last second. And then obviously I put these two to be last hit set to 1. So when I do my custom M1 and I hit that person, it'll affect them immediately. If you want, you can make it something quicker, like -0.5 if you want to do it that way, but -1 should work fine. Alright, so I did go ahead and make a second M1. This is how it looks. Just to show you guys that it does work, I'll go ahead and reselect my character, Yuji Itadori, and then I'll go ahead and spawn another dummy. Wait, where are they? Here. And as you can see, I do one M1 and then another M1, and literally that's how it looks. You do that, it's sloppy, it doesn't look good, but I just made it for the sake of the video. So I'm also going to give you guys basically a recap so you know exactly how. This is all you need to know. Firstly, you need a character block. After you have your character block, press configure and then select melee. Make the melee whatever you want. Just keep in mind that whatever order you put it in is the order that the M1s will happen. You can control how much damage they do, how much knockback they do, because you are using your own custom hitbox. You can also control the VFX, you can control the animation of the other person. Just keep in mind, this is how you do it. Keep in mind the order you put things in, how you want it to look. And also your hitbox is how much damage your M1 is going to do. If you want to change the knockback, then go ahead and I guess you could just use properties, but if you want something more specific, you can use velocity. So like if you want your M1s to hit someone up, you can change the Y. If you want it to change or make someone go back, just change the Z. And if you wanted to ragdoll them, then you can also do that with velocity. I'll go ahead and show you how you would utilize this velocity block and the hitbox in a real move, I guess. So luckily with the addition of Nanami, then we've gotten a bunch of cool new punching animations, but I'll go ahead and choose this one because yeah, I'll choose this one because it's a pretty cool punching animation. So what we want to do first is line up our animation with our hitbox. So we want to make sure that the hitbox doesn't actually happen until the punch is thrown. So sorry, I almost choked. So basically, we'll just experiment with wait times. I'll try firstly 0.6. This looks like a 0.6 wait time, and I'll go ahead and add my hitbox, and then I'm going to go ahead and experiment with the size of my hitbox. So me personally, I'll do like 5 here, I'll do like 10 there, and then boom. And that's way too much. All right, that's better. All right, now it's time to test this on a dummy and make sure that the hitbox actually lands at the proper time. Wow, I'm actually so tough. Look at that, it's perfect. Now, how do we make that punch seem more believable? Because that's a little stale. I mean, come on, the dummy just silently turns red. Come on, no one's gonna believe that that's a real punch. That's not a real punch. But luckily, we got the wait time right, so that makes everything else way easier. What I like to do firstly is go ahead and add an animation. So let's go ahead and use Nanami again. He's just so great for these animations. And I'm going to use stabilize target short because, you know, they're getting punched in the gut. This looks about right. But remember, I'm going to make my last hit 1 because this is a guy I punched within the last 1 second. And I want him to do it and make sure that I'm not the one doing that animation because I'm too busy doing this animation. So let's go ahead and re-equip that and make sure it works. Look at that. Look how that's coming along so nicely. Now that we have both the hitbox, we have the dummy doing an animation. Well, let's say we want to send the dummy back a little bit with our punch. So what I would do is like a 0.1 wait time maybe, and then let's add another 0.6 seconds afterwards. Add our velocity block in between. Basically, we're going to do like a 0.1 wait second and then a velocity block. So the dummy gets like sent back after we punch them. And obviously we want to send them back. So we'll do like a number to send them back, which will be like negative. Let's do like a negative 100, but at a time of like 0.3 seconds with a last hit of 1, because again, we need to make sure this happens to the dummy. It'll be a massive loss in aura if this happened to us instead. That's not what we want to happen. So boom, and then, oh, okay, listen, it's kind of the opposite when you're doing it to a person. Like for me, it would be negative, but for the dummy or for the opposite player, it would be the opposite coordinates. So think of it that way. So let's see if it works now. Okay, maybe 100 was a little too much, but we're getting somewhere. So instead, let's change it to like 20. Ooh, look at that. Now this seems like a real punch. This seems like an ultra real punch. Now all we need to do is add a sound effect and then we'll be golden. So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna add my sound block. And then let's add it right under our hitbox. We'll experiment if need be and move it around to make sure it matches up properly. All right, I have my sound ID. I went ahead and put it in, and I'm gonna change my volume. I wanna make sure that this is heard. So I'm gonna put my volume to like 2.5, and then let's go ahead and make sure this works. It probably isn't gonna line up perfectly. Yeah. Oh, wait. That's not bad. But let's make it slightly earlier, just slightly. So let's say we change this to 0.55, and then boom, and then we change this to 0.05, and then we put our sound ID above there, and then let's see how that sounds. Ooh, come on guys. That's pretty good. That's pretty perfect. And just like that, we have a cool punch.